Manny, after your win over Barrios, what's next? Are you planning to face Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, or GervontaDavis? Are you ready to take on those fights? One at a time, he replied. When pressed if he wanted those opponents, he smiled and said, "We'll see. We'll see. I can't say right now who's next or what comes after this."
When you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, GervontaDavis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I always, I cannot say after this, I'm going to fight like that.
Manny Pacquiao's arrival in Los Angeles earlier this week instantly electrified GervontaDavis's camp. The boxing legend wasted no time joining Tank for light training sessions focused on movement, timing, and strategy. According to Davis's longtime coach Calvin Ford, Pacquiao's presence has elevated the gym's energy and sharpened everyone's focus. Pacquiao himself didn't hold back when asked about the matchup. "I believe Gervonta wins," he said. "It won't be a brutal fight since it's an exhibition, but there's no way a YouTuber beats real fight experience." He pointed to Davis's victory over Mario Barrios as proof that skill and precision can outclass reach and weight disadvantages. "Real fighters are built different," Pacquiao added. "Tank knows how to fight smart, and that's exactly what will beat Jake."
You know he's fast. You know he's.
Is Gervonta part of your plans down the future?
Remember, in boxing, speed is the key. Speed is the.
The collaboration comes amid uncertainty about the fight's future, as rumors suggest negotiations might have stalled. Still, Pacquiao's visit and training session with Davis have reassured fans that the match is likely still on track. Behind the scenes, though, things look tense. A civil lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County in October 2008 by another former girlfriend accuses Tank of serious misconduct, adding more trouble to his already rocky personal life. Court documents claim the incident happened early on October 27th at a Miami gentleman's club where the woman was employed.
You guys can look into it. I didn't, you know me, I don't really speak about stuff outside the ring, but now I have to since it affects the ring, okay, and what happens in the ring. The fight may be canceled. It's a civil suit from my understanding, and I don't want to, confuse you guys or misinform you guys.
I usually don't talk about things outside the ring, but this time I have to because it's starting to affect my career. There's a civil lawsuit that could lead to the fight being called off. From what I understand, and without wanting to spread wrong information, I haven't looked deeply into it yet. The complaint also mentions an earlier incident on September 23rd. The woman, whose name isn't disclosed in court papers, claims she's suffering from anxiety and PTSD and is seeking both compensatory and punitive damages. Since it's a civil case, Davis isn't facing jail time right now, but the timing is terrible. With the Jake Paul exhibition already uncertain, this new issue could be the final obstacle that stops it from happening.
Versus Tank Davis, November the 14th fight is off. The Jake Paul team have now reached out to Anthony Joshua, Floyd Mayweather, Ryan Garcia, and Edgar Berlanga to replace Tank Davis, who is being sued.
For Davis, legal trouble is nothing new. He's faced a series of issues over the years, and the incident from July still lingers in the background. This ongoing pattern has many wondering how long his career can withstand the constant setbacks. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's team isn't taking any chances. According to Chris Manx, they've already sent an offer to Ryan Garcia to step in as a replacement if Davis officially pulls out of the fight. This news alone has set the internet buzzing because of the intense history between Garcia and Davis. The two faced off in 2023 in one of boxing's biggest crossover fights, where Tank won with a body shot knockout before a sold-out crowd in Las Vegas. That night generated millions and made both fighters major stars, even though only one walked away with the win.
Paul, GervontaDavis. I know on Instagram you called it a circus.
Yeah, this is, boxing is slowly turning into the WWE. That's what I think.
Does Tank Davis have a chance?
Yes, but
yeah?
I don't even want to talk about it. Don't ask me a question like that again.
Since that fight, Garcia's career has had its ups and downs. His comeback earlier this year also fell short when he faced Rolly Romero in Times Square, New York. Garcia started strong but slowed down as the fight went on, ultimately losing on points after 12 tough rounds. Now at 27, he's been working to regain momentum and return to the boxing spotlight, and this offer to fight Jake Paul could be the perfect opportunity to do just that.
Is this really the case? It has been reported by a couple of online periodicals. And if this is the case, then it says something about influencer, crossover and exhibition boxing. Because the reports are that the Jake Paul and GervontaDavis fight is light by 6,000 tickets.
Behind the scenes, Garcia's name keeps coming up in multiple discussions. He's openly talked about wanting to fight Manny Pacquiao, calling it a dream matchup. In an interview with The Ring, Garcia said he's been interested in facing the boxing legend for a long time, and though their talks once fell through, he's still ready if Pacquiao is. At 46, Pacquiao is currently training with Tank Davis, but has also been hinting at his own comeback. After a 3-year break, his strong performance against Barrios proved he can still compete at a high level. That's why Garcia's challenge has caught so much attention. While some fans think Pacquiao should finally rest, it seems he's far from finished.
Gervonta's legacy for being undefeated. So that's why I'm saying there's going to be a big payout involved to where they say it's a draw. I'm calling it. I'm calling it right here today. There's going to be.
Garcia says he thinks his style would give Pacquiao trouble, calling himself a top counterpuncher who would exploit Manny's mistakes and even compare the finish to Marquez's. He shows respect for Pacquiao, but insists he would dominate. Garcia also floated December as a target for his next fight and made it clear he's flexible. If Manny wants a big payday, he's ready, and if not, he's open to a rematch with Rolly.
You can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them.
Will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were like to beat him or even like knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
With Tank Davis possibly sidelined, Garcia's plans could change overnight. A fight with Jake Paul offers the kind of spotlight and payday even veteran champions crave. Their long-running social media rivalry only adds more hype, with both constantly questioning each other's boxing skills. For Garcia, this could be the ideal scenario. A global stage, a headline matchup against one of boxing's most talked-about figures, and a chance to completely reshape the story of his career.
It's an exhibition, but still, Tank versus Jake Paul.
I thought she was going to say Tyson versus Floyd. Damn, she went even lower. I don't like it. I just want them to come out healthy. The reason why I don't like it is because anything could happen. And if anything happens and all of a sudden Tank got to retire because of some kind of weird shoulder injury, trying to punch him, anything could happen. And I would just prefer for...
As for Jake Paul, he stayed unusually quiet through all the drama. His team has reportedly paused official promotions while they figure out what's happening with Davis. Still, insiders say Paul is determined to fight on the same date, even if it means finding a new opponent at the last minute. Pacquiao's role in Tank's training only deepens the mystery. It's hard to imagine him investing that kind of time in a camp if he didn't believe the fight was really happening. That's why fans thought the exhibition was a sure thing until the lawsuit surfaced. Now, Pacquiao's own name is back in the mix, not just as a possible opponent for Garcia, but maybe even for Jake Paul himself if the timing works out.
I'm not gonna lie, you really got knocked out. Yeah, I really got knocked out. Watch the fight, you idiot. Went 12 rounds. Like, you're weird, bro. Bro didn't even knock me out or even throw punches. That's sad, bro. Just know, bro, I'm coming back. It's gonna be vicious. Like, you guys don't want to see that. You guys are weird, trying to troll me over a fight I didn't even care about. Did you guys watch?
It's a tangled situation all around. Pacquiao training with Tank, Garcia calling out Pacquiao, Jake Paul waiting for a backup opponent, and Tank battling legal troubles that threaten his career. Behind the scenes, promoters are in damage control mode. Reports suggest Showtime, a longtime partner of Davis, is already stepping back, as no network wants to face a public relations disaster so close to the fight. If Tank's case draws more attention, the event could be quietly scrapped, costing everyone millions. Still, in boxing, chaos has a way of driving interest, and this face-off is proof of that.
Look at this face-off, Henry. What are your thoughts here?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like
cringe about it.
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put the hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of it.
As messy as this situation seems for Tank, it's actually fueling even more buzz around Jake Paul's next move. Whether his opponent ends up being Garcia, Pacquiao, or someone completely unexpected, the show isn't stopping. And if Tank, once the main attraction, ends up watching from the sidelines, the spectacle will still roll on without him.
Out of like the influencer world would be the most lucrative thing for my career, and I think I was the only one who like actually wanted to do it, and actually wanted to go all the way, and that's why I set the goal for myself early to become a world champion, set the bar extremely high.
Devin Haney has also entered the conversation, making it clear he's unfazed by GervontaDavis choosing to fight Jake Paul instead of Lamont Roach. When asked about it on the Ariel Helwani show, Haney dismissed the topic with the calm confidence of someone who's seen plenty of boxing showbiz drama before.
He's a marketing genius, but when it comes to people depicting his fights, I just can't get my head around it. If Tank hits him clean, he's going to sleep. He'll have a lot of smoke blowing up his backside by his coaching team and people like that, but when he gets hit for real, 10 ounce, well, I'm told it's 16 ounce gloves now, it's like an exhibition. Right. I'm told it's big gloves and head guards.
It's an exhibition fight, he said, leaning back casually. That's his business. We all know what that means. Haney didn't hold back, noting that a rematch with Lamont would have carried much more weight. Fans wanted to see it, he admitted, but he believes that matchup will still happen down the line. His tone made it clear he's not bothered by Tank's decision at all.
Tank, how you see that fight going?
Man, that's not a real fight. I like Jake.
Is Tank?
It's not a real fight.
It's not a fight. Does Tank have a chance? He's so much smaller. He's a real boxer, but he's so...
Haney admitted that while the Jake Paul fight might make for flashy headlines, it's not the kind of matchup that builds legacy. Still, he couldn't deny there's something intriguing about it. Jake's a decent boxer, he said. He's skilled, he trains hard, and he's got size on his side. Tank's smaller, it's an interesting fight. But Tank's been boxing since childhood, so he should win. I just don't know all the rules or how it's set up. That uncertainty around the exhibition label is exactly what fans keep talking about. It changes the entire picture.
Tank versus Jake Paul.
I thought she was going to say Tyson versus Floyd. Damn, she went even lower. I don't like it. I just want them to come out healthy. The reason why I don't like it is because anything could happen. And if anything happens and all of a sudden Tank got to retire because of some kind of weird shoulder injury trying to punch him, anything could happen. And I would just prefer for...
This fight isn't about titles, records, or belts. It's about putting on the biggest show, drawing the biggest crowd, and taking home the biggest paycheck. And Davis, despite all his controversies, knows exactly how to do that. Still, talk of retirement has started to surface. Earlier this year, Tank hinted he might hang up the gloves by the end of 2025, leading some to think the Jake Paul exhibition could be his final big payday before calling it quits. Haney isn't convinced, though. He's bluffing, he said. Tank's too young, too sharp. Fighters like him don't just fade away like that. Not yet. What was meant to be a fun exhibition has now turned into something far more intense.
Jake's Paul and Tank as well coming up. Now that's the caused a bit of a debate because of the weight difference, you know. But I mean that's the case with Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather as well, the best boxers right now. I think that fight there, I think because of Tank's skill level, it's like it makes me fair, even though he's not the weight difference.
The multi-million-dollar bet between Paul and Davis, the one they argued about on stage, still hasn't been settled. What began as playful banter quickly escalated into heated trash talk and eventually got personal, adding even more tension to an already chaotic buildup.
We're 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. Over 10 3-minute rounds. And when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves. 3 commission-approved, world-class professional judges will score.
With Daily Mail Jake Paul, never one to stay quiet, blasted Davis in an interview with Daily Mail Sport. For me, this is personal, he said. Gervonta's unprofessional. He represents everything wrong with boxing. He's a fraud. He talks big on stage, but never follows through, like the $2 million bet or switching to 10-ounce gloves. We're still using 12-ounce gloves. He's a joke.
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from...
It's the kind of trash talk that sells fights, and Jake Paul knows it. But this time, the tension feels genuine. The two have already shoved each other several times, with face-offs turning into mini brawls before security stepped in. Things really escalated at the last press conference when Davis learned mid-event that the fight would be held at a 195-pound catchweight. He looked visibly stunned, raising his eyebrows and whispering to his team. For someone who spent his career fighting between 130 and 140 pounds, that's a huge leap, even for an exhibition.
The retort would be there's such a big weight discrepancy there, right? That's what some people...
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Tank probably sparred like heavyweights or light heavyweights and things like that.
Damn,
so
really?
It's probably nothing that he never seen before. I'm pretty sure Jake never fought nobody that little.
No, it's good.
So
that's the fascinating part about it.
I feel like it's more like so harder for Jake to fight us.
Since then, everything's been pure chaos. Social media shots, leaked training footage, and endless debate over the fight's rules. Will knockouts count? Is headgear involved? Nobody really knows, and that uncertainty is only making fans more excited to see how it all plays out.
Hard to know in some things. I think Gervonta's just gonna stick and move. He'll be fast, play it smart, I don't see him staying still for too long so Jake can land some shots. He'll just try to touch him. Who knows, man? It's an exhibition. It's a money grab.
Jake Paul, on the other hand, is fully embracing the chaos. This is the biggest and riskiest fight of my career, he said this week. I respect Tank. That's why I wanted this fight. He'll bring out the best in me. But boxing is about backing up your words, and I always do that. He doesn't. Coming from most people, that might sound empty, but Jake has backed it up. Love him or hate him, he's been proving skeptics wrong since the day he put on gloves. From YouTuber to pro fighter, he's faced legitimate opponents, trained seriously, and brought millions of new fans into the sport along the way.
Man, it's entertainment, right? But this what this is, it's sports entertainment. This is what's gonna put butts in the seat, believe it or not. This is what's gonna, bring a lot of money to the sport. Especially, we have people trying to say boxing is dead, boxing is dying. But, we have a whole demographic of people that don't even watch.
Still, no amount of determination changes the reality that Jake is stepping in against one of the most explosive punchers of this era. Tank's accuracy, speed, and knockout power are unmatched in his weight class. The size gap might make things seem a little safer on paper, but everyone involved knows this is still a dangerous fight that could turn in an instant.
Gervonta is a great boxer, but he ain't gonna be.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout, or?
No, I don't got anybody, but I don't think
you're just too small.
It's just I don't want to beat up somebody that small. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose this.
Tim Bradley didn't hold back on his YouTube channel. Tank's not losing this fight, he said, shaking his head. Jake doesn't have the experience. This is like taking candy from a baby. He doesn't understand the rules. That's what happens when you don't grow up in the sport. And Bradley has a point. Jake is still learning the finer details: ring control, timing, and how to deal with pressure from a seasoned pro who's seen it all. For Tank, those things are second nature, and that's why, once you cut through all the noise, the odds still lean heavily in his favor.
Because check this out. Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happened when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens,
What's making people uncertain isn't Tank's skill. It's everything happening around him. The lawsuits, the public outbursts, the constant question marks. The fight could still collapse, get postponed, or see an entirely new matchup. Fans have seen this story before, which is why Jake Paul's team is quietly exploring backup options. For now, though, the date stands, and Tank is training like it's full steam ahead. His camp says he's completely focused, with reports from Los Angeles confirming Pacquiao is still there, helping sharpen Tank's rhythm and movement while keeping the gym energy steady amid all the chaos. But will this fight actually happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more updates.